COI's office to do this, so we're all, so they have more teeth, they have more bearing in it as much as we do, so it's not being flopped, because if they lock theirs up and ours isn't, we're open to flop, 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 flop from here on out. So
My feeling is that
we're ready. Okay, we'll talk about, yes, I will make you a copy of that.
okay, thank you.
All right. Okay. Good morning
Are you
on
the
this
one doing
snowy
the
morning.
presentation?
We are here for our Board of Commissioners work session meeting. Today's date is February 17th at 9:30 a.m. So I will call the meeting to order if we can have a roll call.
Commissioner Stubbs here.
Commissioner Harvey present.
And Commissioner Mon here. So our first agenda item is the policies, procedures, and rules governing our San Juan County Commission. So our county attorney is in court, so we will turn the time over to our deputy attorney,
Did you knew that?
Nelson. And really what this is a review of the changes that came from our last meeting, and all the changes were made and reformatted, and to see if we have any more changes, and if not, then we will push it to our meeting next time for approval. That's what this document is.
Can we have you over there so we can see you over there, or do
You want me to go up there?
I don't know. Shall we do it?
I don't care. I guess, does anybody have any changes? Do you
Well,
have things you want to talk about
one-
in this?
one-
Because these are the changes that came.
Maybe
From
just
Johnny Miller.
highlighting the changes
Mm-hmm.
would be good, and then
Okay.
just going through highlighting the changes.
One,
Okay.
one
Yeah.
suggestion I have, that we have draft number of this, I have one that I call the 10, one that I call the 14, 14, 14. I have one that I call the one with the red lines. So it would be nice to see which version we are talking about.
Well, you're right. I agree. I wish I could tell you what version we're on, but this is the version from last time.
No, what I say.
We don't have
no.
numbers at this point.
No, what I say for next time.
Yeah.
So we know that
So what do you want to name this
we
one?
should have a number and say we can call it.
This is waiting for live to stream. Like waiting for it to go weird.
Oh, great. There we go again.
What is that?
She says it's live, but then it says waiting to stream.
James. I don't know what that means. As long as Lyman's triggered that. It should be.
No, I think maybe we should have the.
A signal? So it's waiting for a signal.
So it was waiting for live.
Check with James. Everything is pushed up here.
Okay.
With this version is the yellow added changes from last time. Is that what this is?
Yes. So these are Johnny Miller and Attorney Mon went through and made changes, and then we went through all those changes,
Okay.
and then these were implemented, and these are the changes. So like there was some wording and like paragraph how to change, just some grammatical things. So the ones in yellow are the changes. So convened, I think, what was the word we replaced convened
I know
with?
convenience.
Oh yeah, there's your.
Yeah, I have all the copies over here. I don't know. There's some things I see issues with, but I guess I'll let you guys get started.
Well, there's some, so when you.
I think we're missing definitions, certain
You're
definitions.
missing a piece to, at least on the electronic meetings. So when COVID hit, we had an electronic meeting policy that was created that needs to be incorporated in
Okay.
here.
So I'll write our changes down. Do you know which one it was, Mac?
It's the electronic meeting
Okay.
policy. And I can send it to you.
Electronic meeting policy.
Yeah, because in there, so in this language here, all convening meetings must be properly noticed as public meetings where a quorum is present.
Well, we have to take this further and define an anchor site.
Mac, isn't there a difference between the? This is the policies and procedures for just the commissioners, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Versus the county's ordinance.
Yes.
Correct. Yes.
So does that not cover what you're referring to here? With
So
the
in
public
your
meeting?
policies right here, it says that a quorum present. So you don't have to be present in the electronic meeting.
Okay.
And so that's what I'm referring to is we've got this policy out here that lets you convene as a commission, not necessarily present in the
So if this
location.
one says a meeting can be held virtually as per the ordinance or as per the, is that what you're saying? Or you want
Yeah,
you want
I
a
think
restatement of
as
the?
long as you reference that, as long as you just want to have a tie and to be able to have an electronic meeting.
So would you put that in paragraph 9?
Yeah, I think that's probably the best place.
So we put a quorum is present or by means electronically?
During
Okay.
because you take, for example, COVID.
Yes. So A9 needs to say or by electronic means or through, I guess is what it is.
I mean, we've had instances where meetings take place where a third commissioner is off-site
Yes.
and electronically, so you're not present.
So if we
away.
said notice as a public meeting where a quorum is present or through electronic means
Yeah.
as per county policy,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll write that down.
I'll make some notes too, so we can.
Okay. So then, let's see, we talked about that. What is this doing? A conflict of interest. Okay. There were kind of minor changes, just more like,
So you have a
Well, the
chair defined.
yeah, the chair defined kind of changes a number
As long as the chair has 4 legs, we're okay.
9.
Person elected or appointed as a chair.
So they used to have the chair.
I
They
think
kind of
it's-
changed the number 9 to
it's
I don't know.
different sections right here. Is that what you're thinking of, the duties?
Well, they
I was just making sure your
you
definitions
see, they-
match.
so that was in the original. We never opted to change it unless we want to change that.
So I can be the chair. You all agree?
No.
Because the vice chair says means a commissioner elected.
Which one are you on?
Your chair means
Oh,
a
you're on
person elected
definitions.
or appointed. I'm appointed.
Okay, so yes, we would need to change that.
Mean. No. Yeah, so just match the language on the vice chair.
Which one? Oh, you're on which one?
I'm just at the definitions on.
Oh,
number 5 on that page. I mean, number 5. There's purport instead of I think it's supposed to be support.
on number 10. Is that what you're saying, Mac?
Yeah, so number 10 it says means a commissioner elected or appointed. On the chair it just means a
It
person
should be
elected
Oh, means
or appointed.
the commissioner. Okay, so A1 we need to say means a commissioner. 1
Yeah.
and 2.
And that way it matches both of those.
Okay. All right.
And so when you go through here, you look for the commonalities.
Sure.
You're talking about a county commission, but down here you just have a commissioner. And so you'd want to make it consistent throughout. Are we talking about a county commission or a commissioner, or to see what I'm saying? So on this one, commissioner, commission member, commission representative. So that means you can place a representative in your stead.
So what, I have a question on number 9, that changed. Before it used to be vice chair there, and so now vice chair is number 10, but convening a meeting by the chair of the majority vote of the commission. All committee meeting must be proper notice of public meeting. Okay, so sometimes, and I have a question about meetings, because we have had meetings outside the chamber that is that a convened meeting? I don't know where they are, because sometimes we have those meetings, we have no recording, there's nothing. And I don't know, it's not public hearing about the meeting, so what type of meeting can we have as commissioners? We have executive meetings where everybody in the team is present. Then we have other meetings we have had. And so I try to figure out what kind of, those meetings sometimes we had in the past where we just us and 4 of us sometimes.
You really only have public meetings and administrative meetings. I don't think there's.
Okay, so what would you call those kind of meetings, Commissioner Ma, that we had? There's no recording, there's no public,
Well, it's just an
Announcement.
administrative.
but we cannot talk, but we said that we cannot talk about that, whatever happened there.
So an administrative meeting is not a meeting where you make decisions about policy, spending money,
Budgets.
things that are required to be public meetings. Administrative meetings would be, you all are the managers of the county as well
Yeah.
as the commissioners.
Yeah.
And so if you're meeting with a department to discuss, something about the department, how the department could be more efficient, I don't know, those would be administrative versus
Yeah,
a public meeting here.
But at those meetings, can we talk about it? Can somebody ask something about it? Because I got the impression that we could not talk about it. And sometimes I felt like since there's no recording, no nothing, we had the tendency to forget what was said. And so I just tried to figure out what kind of meeting was those, because
I believe if we're talking about personnel, we don't. You don't want to talk about, but if you
Right.
walked, let's just say we talked about a project that was going on in the county, and we walked out of the meeting, and someone asked you about the project. Of course, yeah, 100%. we
yeah,
could talk
but
about that.
but we were time in the meeting where something leaked from the meeting, and it was said that we need to have.
Well, that was because it was about personnel.
and that's the thing,
It was about
we
personnel.
we remember certain things, but we don't. So anyway, so I was just trying to figure out what. Anyway, so I kind of confused sometimes because I hear about the meeting from someplace else, and then I think, well, I thought we weren't supposed to talk about it. And so, anyway, so I just trying to figure out if those are meetings that should be
So
with the
should,
public in here. So I don't know. I just
I don't
clarify
think we want to
because
get in the weeds
No.
too much. I think we need to keep it very
This,
basic.
yeah. So that's the reason I just wanted to clarify this. If this, shall we?
This policy governs your county commission meetings right here.
the
so
public,
that's,
the
would
public,
would it be
public-
better if
Yeah.
you clarify it with just putting convening a legislative meeting?
Maybe convening a public meeting.
Which are
I just-
Yeah,
legislative,
I-
right?
I think that to a certain degree we're probably a little too concerned about how it's worded. I mean,
Exactly.
if you just refer to it as a county commission meeting or a public meeting or
Well, that's why it's, trying to specify, because that wasn't before. That's one that changed. It was included since this
so
last time, and
but
I
this
don't.
here would not apply to an administrative meeting.
no,
No.
it doesn't.
Okay.
Maybe just insert public.
convening a
like-
public.
Yeah, like Mac or legislative.
I like the legislative because
A legislative meeting, convening a legislative meeting.
Okay. All right.
We just have to remember that this policy is for us right now
Yes.
at our regularly scheduled meetings. That's what we're talking about.
Yep.
That's all we're trying to control here.
So as we go down, do you see any other? We added the San Juan County Canvassing Board, which is what you have brought up.
so we need to add the RDA as well, the redevelopment agency.
So that would be on page 3, right?
Page 3.
Yeah.
So number
Seven.
7.
B
RBA,
7B you would
Is
want.
RDA.
RDA.
Yeah, the redevelopment.
Do we know why
agency.
those are highlighted in yellow,
Yeah, because
Commissioner?
those are the changes.
And then
that
Board
they
of
made.
Equalization
Yeah, of course, this last time.
is missing as well. So you have the Canvassing Board, Board of Equalization.
Wait, just a sec. So we had RDA is the redevelopment agency, right?
Redevelopment Agency.
And which was the other one?
The Board of Equalization.
Board of Equalization.
I wonder if the only other thing we need to add is when we get to our duties, we are supposed to now be trained by law for that Board of Equalization.
That's
We
gonna
probably
be
should
added.
add that paragraph in there that is a requirement. So I'll look into that.
So you got the municipality building. So if you look at 8, the building authority and the Board of Equalization. So I guess it's covered in there. Commission shall serve as the municipal building
Which
authority.
we are, but we've got to be certified. I mean, we had to have been trained for that BOE. That's that new
And
law.
shall serve as the local Board of Equalization as required for property tax assessment. So do you add an 8A?
I would just put
Because it's
board. Okay, in Board of Equalization. Yeah,
an
maybe
8A.
an A.
So 8A you would add.
That
Are
we
you
must
taking
attend
notes
the
too?
annual
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, you
required
sure?
training.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay,
That's a statutory requirement.
required by statute.
Yeah, again, you're gonna have to choose how much of the statutory requirements you wanna put in this document that
I would-
governs your. It's fine, nothing wrong with it.
I would just say it's required. Just but it's
Okay.
required by statute, and not get into the weeds with that. Okay, then as we go down,
Service manager.
let's see our other yellow was in. Okay, so we had page. What page am I on? 7.
So this one here, 4.
what number are you on, Matt?
4.
Number 4?
Yeah, your commissioner participation. Commissioners who are not, so I think you're skirting around the law. Commissioners who are not assigned as representatives are encouraged to attend any board, commission, committee meeting for informational purposes and shall notify the commission representative of the interest to attend. Commissioners not assigned as commission representatives attending these meetings shall participate as members of the public. So what we see, kind of going back to the land use ombudsman, we get 2 commissioners showing up to planning commission. Are you members of the public or are you members of the commission? They see you as members of the commission. They don't see you as members of the public. So how do you, in these circumstances, distinguish yourself from, it's like, I'm not here as a commissioner, I'm here as the public.
So if I went to 7 County, I would be a member of the public because she serves on that board.
And you would state that.
And I would, well, yeah, I
How
would,
do they know?
well,
Because if you go to the AOG and both of you, 3 of you are there, how does the AOG know that, okay, this is the commissioner and this is the public?
I guess what I'm saying is because if everybody came to the AOG, I'm the only voting member on that board. So realistically, they know that. But do we really? What I'm saying is do we really need to refine this, or is it kind of?
To me, I think it's a loophole that it's giving you that it skirts around the Open Meetings Act.
So is
Because
it?
you have two commissioners there gleaning information on an item that you're going to make a future decision on.
But I am the voting member on.
You're the voting member.
I'm
for
the
that
voting
board.
member, so
Mhm.
I don't think there's any problem if one of them showed up and wanted information on it. I
Well-
mean, I feel it's the right to go to any meeting to just glean information.
I think the only problem I see, if we as a public, is one thing, but if we, in any form, we are contributing or doing things toward the organization,
So
I
Matt,
think that's a problem. It'd be with you trying to go and take over the
Absolutely, in your Summit County.
7 county,
Mhm.
but this one need to be clarified a little bit better because I think if we, when I come to the planning and zoning commission, I come as a citizen and I tell everybody I'm here a citizen. I have property, county property. I'm interested in developing, and I just want to learn the issues and things like that. Anyway, but it would be wrong for me to be able, if I raise my hand and I start taking the role of the commissioners. Oh, so, and I think that, I think especially if it's a board that we voting on things, it's kind of hard to, I don't know.
'Cause
But
if
I
don't-
have an issue. I have an issue with that because I think
I do too.
my thing is that we are not going to be here forever. We don't know who's going to be here, and so we need to make this so it can work with other groups, and so we can clarify.
Which I agree, but the thing is in those meetings, even if she attended my meeting or I attended hers, she would never have a vote or I would never have a vote. So they would know that
right,
San
that's
Juan
why.
County is being represented by one vote.
That's why it doesn't
That's
violate
why it doesn't
Open Meetings
matter.
Act. Is you literally don't have the authority to make
Yeah.
a decision.
You
No.
don't.
Now, if after the meeting you were all
Mm-hmm.
you got together and, then that would be a violation of the Open Meetings Act. Attending is probably good because you can learn and cross-train and so forth, but attending itself, just being there, all three of you, doesn't violate the act because only one of you has the authority to vote, and the three of you can't really make a policy right there.
Yeah.
Only afterward, if you did that.
We go in
then
and
you-
say, hey, let's decide we're
Yeah.
going to do this, like if the two of us did, but
Yeah, okay.
we would know. So
Why
So
not? Why not substitute it by just saying commissioners not assigned as commissioner representatives can only recognize the member on that board.
So
I
Is
kinda
allowed
think
to
it-
take decisions or
I don't
something.
know. I
like that.
kind of think it says what it needs to say, but I don't know, Jens. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't.
Can I just make a comment with Commissioner Harvey when you're done saying I want to talk to you about something. Are you done? I mean,
Okay.
you're going to change something. You're going to say something. Remember that time when I came, I was in the meeting with the group, what it was called,
Navajo Utah Commission.
there on the health building. We were having a meeting, and I went because I was invited. And then when I introduced myself as San Juan County. When it came your turn, you introduced yourself as Jamie Harvey. Remember that?
SJPAC, is that it? The one that
It's the one that
that's the one in the
Mitchell,
public health bidding.
Alain Mitchell is. Alain
Yeah,
Mitchell.
it says JPAC.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So because of that, I thought, and you know more the rules of order and things like that. You know more than I do. But I was wondering why you introduced yourself as, is that because we're two of us there? Or because you introduce yourself as Commissioner, not Jamie Harvey.
Yeah, it's just public kind of adhering to this.
So what would have happened if you introduce yourself as Commissioner Harvey?
Do you think it depends on what capacity we come in?
Well, that's
what
what
I would say. If I was not on the board, I would say I'm the commissioner from San Juan
Yeah.
County, but I'm not on the board. Like I've declared, I'm not on your board.
Mhm.
I'm just here to observe. So I have declared I come from
Yeah.
San Juan County, but I'm not on your board.
anyway.
Okay.
So as long as you're careful with that.
And I think it's also respectful. Like I asked permission if I can join that one group because,
Sure.
and so I think it's respectful to let a person that's there to know that you're coming as a public. But I don't know if other people what's going to be like next year.
I'll make a note, and I'll look at that again. I'll have Johnny look at that because I think he's the one that put that paragraph in.
Okay.
So I'll just have him check that and explain that. So, okay. All right. I'm going down to the next yellow is on page 7. County attorney or its deputy shall attend meetings and hearings.
Are we gonna? We just Sorry,
No,
we just need to go through grammatical. So you got parentheses USC or UCA, and then down below you have
Which
no
one are you on?
parentheses.
4.
So you've got UCA parentheses there. On here, it doesn't.
There's a little bit of a formatting error, I think, when it convert, but I can ask about that.
And if he needs help, I could go through and
Well,
format them.
the commission's district.
This one has a
So I can see that because that's the reference, and then the commission may establish a special service district boards. Should that be districts?
I think it's right in there. It's just the UCA section.
Oh,
the
to put that back in.
So the reference is in parentheses here. Over here, it's not.
Okay.
And so it's just following through. Then you got commissioners. Then you've got commission members. It's just kind of that same. Be consistent
This is-
throughout.
Okay. I'll tell them go through, make sure it's single or double.
So the chair, yes, just trying to follow up on the discussion with the chair being able to stop the public comments and that. But I think that's a little bit further below.
Can we go back down a little bit more? Number 5, I don't know.
Number 5, control of the chambers. Yeah.
I don't know how
So
we can.
if you were to eject a member, what does that look like? Is that me getting up out of my chair and saying, you're going to have to leave?
Yep, that's you.
Because the sheriffs aren't here at our meetings. So
I guess what I'm saying is if you don't have that in there, and you have someone that's very
then you
unruly,
can't.
then
Mhm.
so I think it needs to be in there. So do you sit and deliberate at how unruly it becomes? I think that's got to be.
It may be different for different people what an unruly person is.
So
you
maybe
know?
what I would say is if someone is unruly, then maybe you stop the meeting and the 3 commissioners convene and say, you stop, and then they convene and say, yes, we're going to, or no, we're not going to, or we're going to let you, I don't know. Commissioner Harvey, what do you think?
Well,
We haven't really had to eject anybody yet.
yeah, that word there is probably what the public will hone in on, ejecting. Why can't we just take back the teeth a little bit and say may end the meeting? That's not against the people. It's just
Okay.
we can't continue having this meeting because it's we can't focus, kind of a thing, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to you created this mess. We're stopping because of you.
So just
I don't
may
know if you.
may stop the meeting, may.
Or you can call for a break. That
Ahead
might
of
be
timeout,
nice,
yeah. So that's typically what you would see is like, okay,
Just-
let's recess for.
All right, it's getting
Can-
too
can we-
sticky.
So
You
can
gotta
we-
have
Make
the authority to
calls.
remove somebody. That's always a possible option, even though it might be a
Yes.
last resort.
Well,
Otherwise, every meeting you have can be shut down just because people will come.
yeah.
I mean,
Well-
I don't know that it would
Yeah.
ever happen here, but I
Ca-
don't know. I know of only one meeting where we actually
Yeah.
everyone voted to.
But
Anyway,
can we check other counties to see whether how theirs look like? Because you visit the
Well,
county
yeah.
to see.
There's many counties that just have decided not to have public comment period.
No,
because
no,
of
no,
that, but yeah,
not
we can
public
look at
comment.
that.
No, talking about
Oh, like in the meeting?
have an or looking at a sample of an
Okay, I'll
ordinance.
look into that.
And I know they have different governments. It's interesting because not many counties have the same kind of government, but of their documents, I think I check about 16. And they're brief. Some people don't hardly have anything. And so I just wonder if we had talked to other counties to see how they're doing, check.
My best recommendation would be you're talking about two things. If it's disorderly, instead of ejecting, maybe taking a break would be my recommendation.
Yeah.
And then the other one is if you know someone's there to disrupt the meeting, the nicer thing would be let's just reschedule this to another day. So one's taking a break. Let's have everybody calm down. The other one is
Reschedule.
let's reschedule this because obviously
Okay.
we'll wake up feeling better.
Okay.
You know, kind of a thing. That would be my
All right.
recommendation.
I'll
Would
look into
you
all
ever
that.
have a study committee?
Was that?
Some may. I don't think it's something we should totally remove.
What's a study committee? Oh,
Like if you're gonna,
We've
well,
never
sometimes
had
they
a
have study committees like with policies, like they may have a committee that studies policies prior to.
So you could see us having that. Okay.
I mean, I could see kind of a policy committee that comes out of, so you'd like have one commissioner and then several people, and then they kind of go through the policy. So kind of like today, so you're kind of vetting at first, and then you're passing it out, and then it just saves a lot of people time, or everyone can weigh in on it. I just don't think I'd totally remove it unless
Okay.
you need to, because
That
you
was
never
mine.
know when you need it.
It's
Then
like
you're
if
gonna
you'll
have to
ever
put it
have
back in.
it. If not, it's like let's take the study committee out of there if you don't think you'd ever have one.
Yeah, I
It-
think it's fine in there, but I don't know how the other two feel.
well, Johnny did write this, right?
He did write
And
this.
He has a lot of experience. I would imagine that what he put in here is
Well,
Yes.
let's
Yes,
don't match everything because when I talked to Johnny, he said I'm not a lawyer.
Yeah. So
He
Grand
said
County
he's not a
wrote
lawyer.
it.
He can suggest things to us, but he think we should
Grand County attorney
Have-
wrote it. Johnny
look at other
modified it.
examples and
What-
see
what
how
I
they
mean
Well,
do.
is-
he's looked at this
he
thoroughly.
has a
yeah.
feel for what general ideas should be in policies and procedures
Okay.
for counties.
I
Also.
I agree.
I think if you get involved with this, I think you should find out which things came from Johnny and which things just came from previous part.
I'm
And
not
what
sure
thing
we
is
can
new?
dig that far back because now we've got two policies merged into one that's had so many edits by both legal and Johnny
And what was the purpose of putting two in
for
one?
the statute, so we didn't have so many. Just to meet the requirement, and then it just simplified not having both and repeating everything. Not you don't repeat everything, but the difference is it just made it so it was easier into one.
So the number 4, it is a very, I have seen them done someplace else where, and it has, anyway, I don't know who put it there, but it is something that,
I mean,
it is a form of taking power from
if
the
you
people that should be
don't
probably.
want the study committee, we can pull it. I'm just feeling like if you ever wanted to break something down that required all of us getting together all the time, that way you could have it more in a
Well, does,
smaller thing and then bring it kind of like what the planning and zoning does. They're kind of like a study committee in a sort of way.
I think Grand County had more of the study committees that they would create, and that kind of follows their mantra.
So do you want to keep it?
But
or
if
leave it?
it's a good suggestion. I mean, because I think it'll make your work go a lot quicker and smoother. So, like, for the policies that are coming up, you guys had just tasked it with the director, department heads.
Yep.
And then had one kind of commissioner that was over that.
Yep.
And so it's kind of
the thing
similar
is-
fashion.
Let's just make it easier.
Yeah. Quicker.
Yep. Okay.
On your points of order, so it goes through in your reading, you've got control of chambers, points of order, then it's subject to appeal of membership. Again, it's going back to, well, whose membership? Is it
What-
commission or is it membership? I'll just
Okay,
say
so let me
commission.
ask this. I know when we talk about this, I feel like this document is for commission.
Correct.
So
Now,
do we need to define it every time? Because it says
I would put it,
policy governing the San Juan County Commission. So when we speak about commission, do we need to define every single time that it's the county commission?
I would for consistency, just so in here it says your duties of the chair and vice chair, point of order. So your Madam Chair, point of order, subject to the appeal of membership.
Which is actually what
The
we
commission
kind of
members,
decide. The members decide.
the commission members, or
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do decide whether they go. Like if Commissioner Harvey called a point of order, we kind of decide.
The three of
The
you
three
are
would
the
decide whether to proceed forward or not.
three of you can. I mean, you are the you are the decision makers.
Yep.
so.
Unless you want to change
You
that.
can, you can call it
What-
membership. You can call it commissioners. Whatever you want to say there. I mean,
What do you like?
either one. You just have that commission. It's flipping back and forth. Actions taken, capital A, action taken required. Roll call vote with the minutes. You don't do a lot of this, but I think it's so easy with the three of you for Lyman to capture your voices on who's voting. But I think by law, we're supposed to do a roll call.
Usually you have to do a roll call vote when you do,
Like land use and.
when you go into executive session, you're supposed to do a roll call
executive
with your name.
session,
So
yeah.
when you're just voting, like when we're voting in business, when then we just say yay or nay. When we do closed session, a roll call does need to be taken. So that's why I'll say Commissioner Stubbs, you have to say yes or no. Commissioner Harvey, yes or no. Commissioner, so roll call does need to be taken at executive session. So we could just put roll call. I mean,
It
we kinda
covers
know
it,
that. It
just
covers it.
All
So
the actions taken require a roll call vote with a minute shown for each member.
so we can just say it's for closed session.
It would be included in there, right? It's where the duty of the chair and vice chair. It's really you.
you can say as required by statute. There are some statutory. I forget all the different decisions that require.
Yeah.
Closed session is one.
So it's really
Okay.
just up to the chair and the vice chair to remember.
Yeah. We can just put as per statute.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Does anybody see any of the highlighted things they want to change that we changed?
Well, I still have some issues with number 5 because in the end, as commissioners, we have. I'm not thinking about our situation right now. I'm thinking what happened when we have another chair? What happened when, because especially the study committee, where something get decided, the study committee come to us, but we have no idea how they came to that.
So do you want
To the
study
question.
committee in or out? You don't like it or you
I,
like it?
I don't think it's, I think it's another way that's limiting us to do our job. I think in the end also, well, this, even if they recommend, in the end it come to us, and I have seen those control, those study committees in areas that I know what their purpose is, and so I don't feel. I was just thinking about 5 years from now, or 2 years from now. Are we diminishing the power of the commission to
So
be able? And that is my thing. And
so we either, well, if you take it out, that's fine, but you still could have a study committee if you wanted.
well,
So you
I
either
think it's
pull it
something.
or-
I think it can be if it's an issue comes up. Suppose we're doing the celebration of the 250th anniversary. Maybe we can have a committee that can help us decide that and come to us, but not have one that's set that they probably start feeling like that's their job to be
So this-
working.
I read this that it's not set, but that we can create if we choose to.
Yeah,
Then
I think we can create for certain situation and have it as a
Exactly.
permanent thing.
Exactly. And so this to me, I don't read this as a permanent thing. I read this
Well-
if we create one, fine. If we don't, it's not that big a deal. If we have one, then this is just kind of the rule if we have one.
Yeah, I've had study committees on, you take, for example, the changing the form of government or going for a tax increase, how much that's going to warrant. So there's been study committees that I've seen that have been created like that before they involve the 3 commission who are going to
Right.
be deciding on it, and we have to public notice. Then you do the study committee to get you all that information. They still have to present it in a commission meeting before final adoption or decisions are made, but they bring before you all of that information
Okay.
in that setting. And so I think it's good to have. We just haven't had those.
What if instead of saying the chair, that maybe by majority decision of the commission,
Yeah.
at their discretion,
Yeah.
oversee.
Okay. So
Yeah.
how about the commission, which is collective, may at their discretion or decide. Do we want to decide and assign membership and proper function of the study committee?
Yeah. I like
Yeah,
that.
Okay.
I like that.
The commission. So
That's more not
Equal.
inclusive, but
Yeah.
equal.
It's just gives equal. For
So
everybody.
really what is the commission can decide to have the study committee, and then what we could do is either the chair or someone else can kind of just make sure it functions properly.
Yep.
Okay, let's do that.
Let's do it.
So it can decide
Does that feel
on
better?
a study committee.
Does that feel better, Commissioner?
You
Stubbs?
see, yeah, that gives too much power to the chair.
Well, but someone, so we may decide, but then after we walk out the door, then who's gonna oversee that it functions? So that's the whole thing, is then the chair can say, oh, well, okay, let me start over. If we were gonna have a study committee, I think we would say, yes, let's have a study committee. Who do we want on it? We decide who we want on it, and then the chair would go and say, hey, Mac or whoever's in his position, this is who we decided, let's get him, can you set up a meeting with these people? So the chair's kind of just overseeing the function that it gets accomplished. Is that what we're seeing?
So it would be the commission at their discretion? Or
Yes.
At their discretion.
I think that sounds better.
Okay.
So
So,
for
yeah,
my notes, what did you all decide on number
So,
5?
number
Sorry,
5,
when
so
you're there.
we're kind of saying that that it may, so the chair, or the chair shall have control of the commission. The commission basically may call for a recess to regain order or reschedule the meeting when someone in the public behaves disorderly with a manner to an intent. I mean, we'll have to kind of figure out that wording exact,
Gotcha.
something to that effect.
Mhm.
All right.
That's the-
Okay, keep going. All right.
So can I go to B on
Back up to B.
B on number 5? Somewhere in the previous it said, and maybe it been corrected. It says support. So this is B. Are we in B like in boy?
Mm-hmm.
You're thinking purport should be support? Is that what you're
These
saying?
commission
Yeah.
members.
It's in the first sentence of first line of number 5. Is that what you mean?
There's is purport. I thought, well, must be a new word.
Yeah, that's correctly used right
Mhm.
there. What that's saying is if a commissioner stands up and makes a statement as if they're giving the county's so purporting is where you more or less you're like saying, okay, I'm here to give the county's position when they don't really have the county's position. They're not able to do that in that setting.
So this
I'm
has
not a
been
very good
tricky.
definition maker
No,
of
that
purport,
makes
but
sense. Yeah. So you're kind of speaking on behalf of the county, but maybe it's really not the county position.
Yeah, purporting is when you project as if it is so when it's may or may not be so. you
Right.
know?
Okay.
Is that what you were referring
Well, though
to
I
there?
was just trying to find out what. Yeah,
Just looked like a typo.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not.
I wasn't sure if it was.
So why?
Anyway, I just had a question about.
To me, I elect, if I elect my representative
And
to have a position and they don't have a position because the commission doesn't agree that that's the position.
Well, I don't think it's right that I give a position of the county if it's in opposition to these two.
But I elected you to represent my district.
Right, and
not
I can
theirs.
say what my position is as a commissioner, my own
Okay,
self,
so
but
as
I
a-
cannot
yes,
speak for
that's
the
exactly
county.
what I'm looking for. So as long as that language still allows you as commissioners of your
Yeah.
district to formulate a position for your district,
Yep.
then
I think that's covered.
because you
especially
should
toward
be
the end.
allowed for that.
Yeah,
I thought
It
I was thinking, I had a question.
it says
Maybe
that.
it's too wordy, maybe it's too much. I don't know if it can be.
Well, it says the commissioner
So-
shall distinguish and keep separate their personal opinions from the official position. It does. It completely spells it out at the end.
So if
So,
we kind
yep.
of remove some of this stuff, I don't know.
I don't know how you remove out of that one because we've got to say as a commission we say this, but as an individual representing district you say this.
I think the strength too is it reminds us to get prior approval from each other.
Yes.
The way that I've worked this in the past, so you have a county letterhead. I have a commission that is saying something different than what the official position is. What I've told them in the past is, okay, I have to take that off of the official county letterhead. I can just use your name on here, but I cannot put it on the county letterhead.
Yep.
And so that's how I've handled this in the past.
Yep.
When it's come up, and so
And 7.
Okay.
You have a letterhead with a dissenting opinion letterhead.
well, and you would get them. I mean, between the former commissioners, they were like, "Well, I want this opinion. Smack, send a letter to these guys." I'm
Yeah.
like, the county didn't that's not the official position of the county commission,
Yeah.
so I can't put it on county letterhead.
So we have about 10 more minutes because we've got to get Rosa in here, so. Did you have specifics? Well, I mean, I can still see the yellows, we can all see the yellows.
County clerk.
Well, I have some other, I don't know, in combining, I wanted to review what do we mean when we say the commission.
Which one was it?
Like, we don't have a definition. We have a definition for the county attorney. We have a definition for us. Do we have a definition for the administrator, county administrator?
I am not defined.
We have one for the clerk.
Mac is not constrained to a single definition. He's undefinable.
Well, we talk about something's mentioned about the commission.
No.
What they call commission something. I have so many notes I can't.
I think the thing is, and I think the reason, this is what I'm speculating, and Jen's, correct me if I'm wrong. The reason it's probably not in here is because these definitions are, this structure is what is required to run your open public meeting, your meeting that we're having. So we have specific duties, so does the clerk and so does the attorney. Mac's position, or anybody's position, whoever sits in that seat, whether it's him or someone else, they don't have specific duties as per statute, and we know they are there to deliver what the commission's, they're at the will of the commission to do what the commission wants. So that's probably why that's not. What do you think on that, Jens?
Well, if this document is for the management of commission meetings and so forth, then
And commissioners,
you probably won't have definitions for other.
right?
Well, we
Right.
have for him, we have
Because he
definition.
has to by law, because he's required by law. So
Is there-
this
is
there
is
a
more
definition for
statutorily.
Yeah, when we come to the agenda,
You can put one in there if you want, but
well, I just wonder, I mean, we have that,
it has county clerk right here.
so we have for everything else. And when we think about the agenda, how do we see the process, the agenda, who receives, over here talks the chair's in charge of the agenda. I don't know if that is the case. I don't know, because I can see, it become part of the chair is part of the,
Which I don't disagree with that. The thing is, if that seat were to change and you change their duties, then because there's certain structure that has to be done in order for the commission to run and for the commission meeting to occur. That's why they are included. But you could always change the duties over here that maybe they don't have anything to do with the agenda. Maybe you had someone else do the agenda. So I guess what I'm saying is this to me is more like follows what the statute is and the requirements to have what has to be there. But as far as knowing that, now if you just did a policy for San Juan County, like, hey, oh my heavens, it's gonna fall. Like, those are just your job
Miss Bruce's
descriptions,
chair.
and then you put the agenda in that piece. That to me
okay, so
feels
right
different
now,
than what
how
would
is
be
the
here.
process of the
I think Mac
agenda?
found something in section H. Did you, Mac?
I think the
Sorry.
difficult part on there is you're creating a policy
Yeah.
has nefarious language in, and
Yeah.
so kind of
So
going back
H
to
does talk about the
Commissioner
agenda.
Harvey's comments is like, this is for now, this is for us, and so where it has, like back on the signature, it has commission administrator. Well, whose title is that? We don't have a commission administrator. There's nobody that is delegated those duties by current job descriptions other than county administrator. And so it didn't make sense to me why it all of a sudden switched to commission administrator, although it could be anybody, but it's not by job description and function right now.
What did H say? Didn't you have? I thought you had on H down there
This is
about the
H.
agenda.
Oh,
are we,
no, that's
So it's like
a little farther down. It talked about the agenda and talked about
on
Mac.
D, on
H.
G, the signing the, oh, and then H,
so this
yes.
one here on the notices, commissioner administrator. It's like, well, we don't have a commission administrator. It's like Rosa and I do it out of
So it should be the county administrator's office.
county
is that what you-
administrator. You got. Yeah, so that's where I'm like, it doesn't match to.
So you want to
to
change
today's-
from the commission administrator to the county administrator?
I would. That's what I do now, and that matches my job description as well. So I have those duties as mine, and then all of a sudden you're creating a new role as the commission administrator. You're like, well, who is tasked for that? Do
seems
I
like-
now not have to worry about my Friday board packet day and any of that?
Seems like maybe the words are being used interchangeably a little bit.
Yeah,
Well-
That's what I feel it is, but I guess
Well,
if
but
you
I
want
think,
it completely
yeah,
clear.
We need to make it clarify because we have everybody's role.
but it's your
Describe-
policy today, so that's to me like just county administrator.
So probably what we need to see is, because I'm gonna, Jens, we probably need to refer back to the statute on a 3-county commission and how that is completely put in.
Okay.
Are they addressed as a county administrator or a commission administrator? Because that goes with the form of government. That
I
statute
can
goes
look
with
at,
the form
look
of
at the
government.
wording there.
So what is
So-
a form of government?
We are a commission form of government,
And,
and that's in
and we also
statute.
have a county administrator.
It depends on what the statute says.
What number?
We need to
I don't think it
go look
gets
that up again.
specific.
But,
Yeah.
okay. I think we still have lots of work to do on this, so I guess we.
The commission administrator, like in King County, is their secretary, and she would have those duties and roles in her job description.
Correct.
Is that how they refer to that position as commission administrator?
No. This
Let
is
me
the,
see
I've
this.
never seen anything like this.
Yeah.
When you look at like other counties that are similar to ours, then there's a delegation of authorities to the county administrator. And so, but it calls out county administrator. It doesn't, the commission administrator, which could be anybody, could be that when a new commission comes in.
Well, it's good to be consistent, so we'll have to
All right.
narrow that down.
So I'll work with Jens. We'll get those updated, and we'll send them back out, and then maybe we'll do them in a different color. Does that work?
Do you,
Can you put the date on the top of this draft so we know that
Sure.
this is the one? Do we have?
So
Work.
this is.
Are we
It really doesn't matter. Utah statute does not require a 3-member county commission to have a county administrator or commission administrator. The position is optional and exists only if created by ordinance or under a different form of government. So it's really our discretion what we call that or what. And I think Mac, the thing is you're reading that of how it should be implied, and I guess I'm thinking it's not a big a deal. But if it is, I'm happy to look into that. For sure.
it just matches the duties
Sure.
that we currently have in our
Yeah.
organization chart, and so
Sure.
it's just that.
Okay.
And so,
So
did you want to just fast forwarding with your meetings and the decorum? Did we want to add more to that? I know you talked about we need to have language on there. You've seen kind of if you look through that Harriman spreadsheet on
yes, the
the
thing
League of
is
Cities and Towns.
it's much easier if we read the exact same thing every single meeting.
But then you have to have that in policy.
You're right.
And
which,
so that's
we
that's-
can.
yes, exactly.
But the thing is the one that's on the agenda in policy right
No,
now. So see,
no.
we're reading that anyway. So why
know,
does it
yeah.
matter
I
which
know.
one we read? So I'm saying
wasn't that I don't know how we got that.
so it's just much easier it's much easier to have the same rules and the same paragraph every single meeting. So the rules are totally spelled out. Did you get a
But
chance to
they've
review
gotta
that?
be in
What did you
They've
think?
got to be in your policy.
Which is fine, but we don't, the one we're using now isn't in policy either. So it wouldn't matter
So
and we
we
can
broke the law.
adopt. Well,
No, I don't.
no, we didn't break the law.
Yeah. So remember that, you know, the commissioners have certain authority. The real ceiling and floor is the statute, Utah law. So if we didn't have any policy and procedure here, I mean, it says we should adopt one, correct? But until if you want to enact a policy about the decorum and the statement, that's fine. This is my opinion. If you don't enact one and you keep what you have, you're not violating any law, at least in my opinion. Because by law, you have the authority to have comment or not have comment. And the three of you can, you can change your ordinance in 20 minutes if you want to.
Yeah, you have to have the ordinance, and that's where. So, and I'll send it to you, Jens, on the case law. There has been case law where city councils or commissioners have stopped people's presentations, and they get into this freedom of speech case, and it all falls back to because you didn't have it in policy, what you did was wrong, and so the courts ruled against the cities and counties in those cases. And so in there they reference that you have to be specific. So St. George City did this, and that's one of them that's referenced in that cases, is they went and created the policy, and then they were able to state in their meetings that this is the decorum, this is how we're going to handle these meetings.
Which I agree, but there's a part I disagree on because after that incident, I went and I spoke with Johnny Miller, and the law states that we do not, in fact, the law states we do not have to ever allow for public
Correct.
comment. So,
But we do.
no,
because
school
we do.
boards, well, school boards have to. We do not, but you're right, we do. But he said it is, because we do allow it, it is a right, not a privilege.
correct.
So when you're screaming the First Amendment right, well, the thing is if I state you can't, I see where you're coming from. I do on that. But the thing is he says they have upheld completely about the public comments with the counties that we don't have to allow it. But the thing is so we're okay. I guess my thing is if we don't stop what happens, are we okay with letting people attack people? Even if it was an employee I hated, I wouldn't allow that to happen. An attack on a personal employee. So I guess my question is I think it needs to be nipped now rather than later.
So if we
So-
add the language.
So
doesn't
what
it help?
did you read the paragraph? Are you comfortable with that?
Maybe next time
Right now,
have
there's
this, we should Johnny Miller.
we need to
on
do
there.
two things. First one
Yeah,
is
policy and procedure.
Yeah.
we
look to
just
see.
kind of crafted
Sure.
D5.
Maybe you should be in charge since
That's
you
on
already
page
know the
4 of
riddle.
14.
I
G5?
don't know.
D5 is what we crafted, and it
Yes.
D5 goes along with K2. And right now, the only qualm that I have under K2 is that kicking
So the
person out.
which we can fix that again.
If we can align D5 the way we crafted it to this, that would be, I think that would be better.
So I'll have those two correspond with each other, but the problem, the struggle that I feel as the chair right now is trying to, I can either read all these paragraphs but summarizing and giving, because that's kind of what we've done in the past is summarize this. So I would like a clear direction that we have the same paragraph read every single time so the rules are the same for everyone and the public understands what the rules are. Did you see that email?
I saw your email and I liked it because we're trying to encourage positive decorum.
Yeah.
Our focus is on positive decorum. And so if we rid of throwing people out,
Yeah.
that would be good.
Okay.
I think Mac's recommendations of let's put the policy in place to back us is kind of
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
important for me. So maybe we can start that now too,
Okay.
and create it so that we're protected. Because I can see if
Oh, yeah.
if we're not careful about this, that someone can say you're taking away my First Amendment. We're not.
Sure.
We're trying to encourage positive decorum. You and I agree on that.
I agree. So this is my question. So like today, since we don't really have this paragraph and we don't have my paragraph, can we just read the paragraph today and then we'll put it in the policy?
Yeah, then it's
Okay.
in policy. I think you're safer.
Let's just do that.
Okay.
And
Because
then
I
we'll
think
put it in.
even though you want to promote positive,
Mm-hmm.
civil, sometimes it's not. And
I agree.
sometimes you won't make the right decisions. You're elected, and that's hard. And you're not making 14,000 different decisions to appease everybody. So sometimes people are going to be mad and angry. And I think we need to, because one of the things that's not in here is we used to get a bunch of jeering from the audience themselves. So not necessarily the public commenter
Yeah.
that's up at the podium. There's ruckus taking place out there. And how do you address that?
And that's what he addressed.
That meeting
today, is
decorum, yep,
Exactly that.
yep.
Is
And so-
stopping the meeting.
I think if we
Mhm.
spell that out a little bit further, because it could be members of the audience that the chair has to call out,
Sure.
say, hey, enough of that. We're not going to take that.
So I guess my other thing is so today I'll read the new paragraph and then I'm wondering if, because we're working so much on this policy,
Yep.
what
put
if
it in
we
there.
just pass,
That
if we're still
statement.
working on this, maybe we just pass the statement or this section next month, at least have that
Mhm,
passed
you
for our
could.
policy, even though we continue to work on this.
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
And a couple of things. I think that maybe next time we work, we can invite Johnny Miller to be with us. He's just gonna help us more, and so we all can work together with him. And also, I just wanna. I think it's good to have decorum and good to have, but did you notice that we don't have public coming anymore?
Mhm.
And I was talking on Sunday with somebody that said that they don't feel they're being listened or it have been discouraged to them to come. And so they're the public, and so it'd be nice if they can come and that we can have somebody that can validate what we're doing instead of just being, well, I don't want to get involved because. Anyway, but I do agree that we need to have order and, but anyway, so,
So if I put, can we say today's policy was number 1 and then number 2 is the revision that will come? Will that help? Because I
Yeah.
don't know where to start the numbering.
Yeah,
So if
just-
I just put number 2 for next
yeah,
time.
and you can put the
And the
date,
date, yeah.
we did that, and,
Okay, so
and
so the number 2 will be the one that's coming. This and we'll put
Yeah,
the date on this also.
uh-huh.
Okay.
I think what we can do, like I said, invite Johnny so that he can help us go through and I'll be on the same page.
Well, we'll see what he can. I know his schedule's pretty tight. We'll see what he can do. But I think if we kind of just keep moving like we're moving and keep making the revisions and going, and we can always send him to him too and see what he says as well
Correct,
until we
yeah.
can get him down here.
No,
So,
he can be online.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
true.
we can, I
Okay.
think he can just, you know.
all right. Okay, are we ready for Rosa? You guys ready for that?
Yep.
Okay, Rosa, sorry.
You're fine.
Can you be?
Mhm.
I'm in another meeting at the same time.
She's,
Okay.
she's
It's all
creating
good.
things.
All right.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so I just wanted to give a little bit of information on the local homeless council that we have. History on the homeless prevention. We started on 2024 with flyers on our website, and we reached out to get part-time employee for it as well. It was just a lot that needed to get done, and just with me and multiple hats, it's kind of difficult to get all that. In January, we were able to hire our part-time person, and she helps with the homeless prevention. So she's technically like in charge, and I'm just in there to support her in anything she needs. We do have the meetings in my office anytime there's a client. I was able to get the website built and flyers up and running on our website, and she was able to distribute those as well around the county. We had our radio and newspaper ads going on April of 2025, and we were able to get applications received by May, which we ended up getting about 9 applications, and one of them was able to get approved. So we were able to get 1 client that time. By June, we received about 17 calls, 15 were submitted, and only 6 clients were approved from there. As of now, we have had the radio advertisement and newspaper going on again. So if you guys hear on the newspaper, the radio, that's us doing that. As of now, we have had a total of 42 applications. 31 have applied online, 11 have applied in person, and 5 have resubmitted applications for the homeless prevention. For the root causes, if there's a will right there, the major would be children's are the ones that are the major that are receiving assistance. So this could be a single mom with 5 children, 6, 4. Reported disability is also 12.5. That's 12.5%, and the domestic violence is 15.6% of those individuals that we have gotten. Reported receiving other assistance is only 3.1% out of all those applications that are receiving assistance. So some of these don't even qualify just because of their income. So it doesn't matter their expenses, none of that doesn't matter to SNAP, Medicaid. So for me, I think it's sad because they don't pay attention to how much they have to pay or anything of that. They only care about the income, and this is even before tax. So that's what makes them non-eligible for the assistance.
Is that the main criteria for all of this? Is just the income?
The income, yes. So immediate risk are about 3.1%. Reported unemployment, it's 9.4. So out of all this people, 9.4 have applied that are unemployment and counting. With some of the applications, we're still reviewing, going through, and then the data gets updated after that. Only 6.3% are adults, which is why the major are the children.
I have a question.
There's only 6.3.
Can I ask a question about the children?
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes people, mothers stay in bad situation because they know they cannot afford a better place, and sometimes
So-
whatever is happening, the situation keeps perpetuating.
So our job is also to make sure that they're in a stable home that
Yeah.
is good for them as well.
Yeah.
And if it's not, we do have other apartment
Options.
list for
Yeah.
them to also look at that they can do. But the major thing is they have to be in a good home that's not in danger to them or the children.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yes. For the senior residents, we have 6.3% who are being helped. Some that don't qualify, unfortunately. We're still kind of helping them to kind of find a rental. Without a rental, we can't help. So if we have a client who's staying with the person, but the person can't have them there any longer and they want them out, they're allowing them to stay until they find something. But without them finding a rental, we can't provide the assistance because it is to prevent homelessness. So once they enter into homelessness, unfortunately, we can't help them with this program. Do you guys have any questions for that one? Okay. Moving on to the point and count. We do this once a year. We go around the county and we do surveys for individuals. This includes people that are homeless or people that don't even have the assistance that it's needed in their homes, like water or heat and things like that. In 2023, there was 23 people that were counted. This included the shelters as well. In 2024, it was 11. And for 2025, there were 7. For this year, 2026, the data's not up yet. They're still going through that and uploading that as well. But we did have myself and other individuals that helped. We ended up collecting 7 individuals that are homeless, mainly in Blanding. That's mainly where we were able to get them in White Mesa, where we found the most.
We don't do the point in time count in the shelters themselves, and so that number 7 is without the shelters, and they will go in and the state captures that from the shelter, and so that number, if you take like the 2023 shelter count and you add to the 2025, our homeless population point in time count will be a lot larger than it has been in the past. The 7 is everything outside of the shelter program, that's a high number than normal for our point in time. Typically we're 1s and 2s. Several years ago we were 5. Now we're at 7. So it kind of, on the outside point in time surveys that we've collected, that trend is going up. It's not going down. And then once they get the shelter count on here, we are going to be a lot higher than what we've ever been.
So I have a question. Is this what you just done, counting the people that are homeless on the street? My observation in Salt Lake, near the Little America, there's lots of homeless camps. But during this time, they were not there. So I figured they came and took them to shelters to make the numbers lower, and then they're back.
In Salt Lake, they have a shelter where they place them because they're a big city. But like small counties like ours, we don't have that.
No, what I'm saying is they're trying to make the figures lower than homelessness,
Yeah.
Like removing them and then they're back
Yeah.
after the count is
Unfortunately,
over.
the government's trying to take some of this kind of programs away,
Yeah.
which is not good.
Yeah.
So
And that's what I mean, so they can see there's not a need. And so, anyway,
yes.
The hard part with this number has always been in San Juan County, we have multi-generational housing. And then you take like the school district's homeless population for kids has always been higher because they classify homeless. If you're couch surfing, then you're technically homeless in the school district definition. HUD only allows us to actually count homeless, or if you're living in a shelter that's unsafe and uninhabitable, which is where some of the 7 this year caught, but it doesn't allow us to capture this couch surfing population, which is high here in the county, where we have kids living on the floors, sleeping on the floors, with that multi-generational housing. And so this is kind of everything excluding that.
and sometimes it's not multiple generation, it's just
How
a
they
relative,
yeah.
a friend or something in there.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how bad it is to when campaigning in those trailer courts. Multiple families and there's
Yeah.
lots of children. They have all kinds of different issues that come from that, and that's one that's not been addressed.
Yeah. Per state law, they're supposed to be allowed only 4 bunk beds, like a bunk beds of 2 per room, which means only 4 individuals per room, no more than that. It's already a hazard for that many individuals to be in a home. So it would help us if we could count those, but we're not able to, like Max said, which is sad. And there's many people out there who are couch surfing. And without the rental, with there being any property that's rental for them, we can't help them move forward from that. So that's our lack as well. Rental homes. But those just the two programs I wanted to talk about.
Well,
You're doing good work.
thank
I'm
you.
trying.
Any more questions? Yeah, go ahead.
Madam Chair, I have a couple of questions.
Sure.
Rosa, you said 1% on your pie chart. What was that for again?
The mental illness,
Mental illness, okay. How about the 9.4%?
that is for the unemployment.
Okay. And then the 12.5%?
Disability.
Okay. Awesome. That helps.
I think one of the, as we started receiving funds from the state about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, initially the funds that we received were to try to establish, okay, is there a presence here? And so we weren't marketing a lot of services because we didn't have the funds for them. The following year, we applied for the prevention funds, and that's where we received the prevention funds to start advertising on prevention and hiring the part-time person to help us with the interviews and keeping track of clients, and then creating the marketing that's been going on, and then also being able to offer assistance. And so as we've offered that assistance, whether it's utility bills, your rent deposit, things like that, or to capture previous rents unpaid, we are quickly running out of money. And so we're finding that there is a severe need for a prevention side of it, in so much that next year, I mean, we're moving the budgets around that we've received. Where, you know, initially I think we had some chalked up for travel and, you know, items like that, and now we're like, nope, prevention, we're going to place this directly for rent, you know, so that we can get them to catch up on past due rent. And so we're seeing that severe need. And a lot of this presentation today is really when you have those discussions up on the Capitol Hill and they look at that, there's that question, well, do we provide more funds for homelessness? Well, we are seeing that increased need here, especially on the prevention side of it, and we do need additional funds. Where we haven't marketed in the past and now we're getting a lot of people come to us on a weekly basis like, hey, what services do you offer and can you help? Now, we can't really help somebody that's already homeless. That's the difficulty that we have. It's keeping them housed that we're really spending all of our time and effort. But we do have individuals, kind of like Rosa mentioned, that are actually homeless, that if we had the funds to get them into a place, then we could. We just don't have those programs here yet. And so as the state looks to ramping up efforts throughout the state on homeless initiatives, those are one of those things that we're closely watching out for to make sure that we can apply for those funds. When we look at transitional housing was one of them that we also were hoping to apply for funding in, and that was to get somebody off the street into temporary housing and then they can transition out, or like a domestic violence case or somebody that's just coming out of jail, then we would be able to have like the receiving center or the transitional house. So we'll watch for funding like that because we know that the need is here. You can see that the people that are coming in and applying, there's definitely that need here for that. And it's just being able to time it and have the programs from the state that can help support these efforts here local, because it's not decreasing. The point in time count isn't decreasing. Now we're finding more and we're canvassing the county more this year. Rosa was able to get volunteers from USU that helped in that point in time count, which is awesome. And now it's just, as we canvass the county a little bit better, we're starting to see this definite problem on the prevention side of it.
Yes. On that note, sorry, I was doing this the last minute, so I'm like, so our goal for this program was from this program was supposed to is running from fiscal year 2024 to 2027 of June. Our goal was to help 15 individuals. That was it. We are completely past that. So as Max says, we're completely running out. We have helped 3 homes with utilities because there were 2 of them got shut off, completely shut off. So we ended up helping and providing that assistance as well with the homeless prevention. I had to ask my person to just stick to her time thing just so we can have that until the end of this.
20 hours a week.
Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Lots of
Yeah.
needs in the county.
Thank you.
Yes.
Definitely.
Thank you, Rosa.
You're welcome.
Thanks for what you're doing.
Thank you.
Can we ask a favor? We just have a little bit of heat.
A little bit of heat.
A little bit
Yes.
of heat. Just for a minute. Thank you. We have 5 minutes to start.
Okay, motion to adjourn.
Motion to
Oh, yes,
adjourn
sorry,
work
motion.
session.
Yes. Do I have a second on the motion to adjourn?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
5 minutes to figure.